Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. Today, I want to talk about having self-confidence in dating and how to empower yourself. There's a lot of people that have a lot of anxiety or they're very self-conscious about themselves. They have low self-worth, low self-esteem. A lot of people have been through the mill in dating and relationships, okay? A lot of people can be very cruel out there. It's the me society, not the we society. So, just because you're a nice person doesn't necessarily mean that everybody you come across is going to show you the same respect that you give them. All right? And that's why some people have a little bit of an edge. When you really open your minds up and you think about it and you really look deep into a person and trying to get to know a person, one of the greatest things you can do is understand where that person is coming from. If you see a lot of anger, if you see a lot of hurt, if you see a lot of bitterness, then you know that this person has been through something, okay? Not that it's your problem to try to fix them, all right? Somebody should be at a point where they're, mentally healthy to be in a relationship and not have hang-ups. But the thing is, it's also good to have understanding when you come in contact with people that could be very rude to you, very nasty to you. Like on one of my social media, I did a video about, women cheating, and there were a lot of men that came on there and were angry, okay, and bitter, and saying, that's all women are no good and this and that. And there was just so much anger. And I said to myself, a lot of these men, it sounds like they've really been hurt by some woman in their life. And they are judging all women to be a certain way because they've had bad experiences. And you have the same thing with the women as well. You have a lot of women that have been through the mill with a lot of players and a lot of guys that use them, okay? But the point, I'm not going to get into all that. What I am going to get into is for you to really look at the big picture here. When you're out and you're meeting people, and we're talking about relationships, and not necessarily relationships that's going to become something serious and get married, but any kind of relationships you have in your life, you really need to understand who you're dealing with. You really need to see, what has their life been? Why are they taking a certain attitude or acting a certain way? Is this somebody who has scars in their life? And that's why, they're not willing to put the effort in. That's why they don't care. That's why they have an I don't care attitude. And this is what I see a lot. I see a lot of people with an attitude like, I don't care, I'll stay single, and, relationships suck, and don't get married, and everything like that. There's a lot of people that are very, very bitter, all right? There's plenty of people that are in loving relationships out there. The only thing is, we don't hear about them, okay? We hear about the bad relationships because those are the ones that people are posting about all over social media. And then you have certain people also putting on a facade saying they're in a great relationship when, in fact, there could be other things going on behind closed doors. That's why I say, you really don't know what goes on in someone else's house. So never take, what somebody tells you at face value unless you're very, very close to the person and you know what's going on. But what I want to get into today is I want to talk about having self-confidence. The thing is this, you guys, even when I was talking about the issue of men approaching women, and some women were not for it. If a guy came up to them in a supermarket or in somewhere in their everyday life, they were like, I'm shopping and this and that. The point being is, even if somebody approaches you, okay, and you may not be into them, give somebody credit for at least making the effort, okay? They don't need to come up to you, all right? But at least if the person is coming up to you and they're being respectful to you, the least you can do as a human being is to be respectful back, okay? It doesn't mean you got to go on a date with them. It doesn't mean you got to marry them. Just be respectful back, okay? And what happens is a lot of people can be very rude and very nasty, and what they have given out to people that have extended themselves, now they have hurt somebody who has put themselves out to try to meet you, and now they have a bitter attitude, and it's a cycle. And now they're going to have an attitude with the next person that they deal with. That's why I'm telling you, if you're a guy and you go up to a woman or, a partner or whoever you go up to, if that person is not receptive to you, fine and dandy. If that person is not, treating you with at least respect, then you know what? You just say to yourself, that's a nasty person there, and I wouldn't want to deal with that person. I'm glad they showed me in the beginning what they're about, that they couldn't even be courteous to me, all right? So that's how you have to understand it. The point is, they're the ones with the problem. If you know in your heart that you are shooting your shot and you're trying to do the right thing and you're trying to meet somebody and you're being very respectful without coming off creepy, because nobody wants to be, approached by somebody that's creepy. There's a difference there, and you should know it. I'm not going to get into all of that. But the point is, if that person is not receptive to you, fine, no problem, bye, okay? That is fine, all right? And you got to keep going till you're going to have good and bad people in this world. You're going to have people that are going to be nice to you, and you're going to have people that are going to be nasty to you. Welcome to dealing with the public, all right? Ask anybody that works with the public. They'll tell you, you're going to have nice people and you're going to have rude people to you. So it's the same thing in dating, you guys. But the point is, you don't let these people break you down. You don't let these people take away your self-esteem. And the way you build your self-esteem is you build yourself up. So what does that mean, build yourself up? In other words, you know in your heart that you have done everything to, look your best, be clean and neat, have good personal hygiene. You're not going up to somebody and looking like a slob, all right? You got to take pride in your appearance, obviously. Your appearance isn't everything, but it's important initially in the attraction of meeting somebody. That's the first thing somebody's going to look at. They're going to look at you, and they're going to say to themselves, are they clean and neat? Is this somebody that takes care of themselves, all right? Because somebody is going to judge you on the fact that if you can't take care of yourself, why would they want to be in a relationship with you? So you need to do that even for yourself. You should take care of yourself first, and you shouldn't be doing this for anybody else but for yourself. And, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you project a good energy. And people recognize that. People recognize somebody that has a good energy, okay? And somebody who's, positive and happy, and they can recognize when somebody has self-confidence, all right? And the way that you build your self-confidence is you understand people and you educate yourself to things. It's like if you walk into a job interview, you do your due diligence. You do your research on that company that you're going to work for or whatever. You find out what it's about before you walk in that door, all right? You know what you're doing. When you know what you're doing, you will automatically build up your self-confidence, okay? It's like one time I had to go to a doctor's office, a specialist for my kid had an issue with her ear, right? And the doctor that I went to, he was very, very intimidating, or he thought he was. He was going to try to intimidate me. But the difference was I knew what I was talking about because before I went to that doctor's office, he was a specialist, ear, nose, and throat doctor. I, did my research on what could be the problem with my daughter's ear. So I had an idea even before I walked in there, what the issue was. And when I sat down with him and he was not giving me, conclusive answers as to what it was, I kept, nailing him with questions because I wanted to pinpoint what was the problem here, okay? And I went in and I had confidence because I knew what I was talking about. And it's the same thing with it, building your self-confidence and when you approach people, having that self-confidence. And the way you have your self-confidence is knowing what you're talking about, knowing that you're taking care of yourself. What do I say all the time? Self-care is how you get your power back. Knowing that, I am a good person because I'm doing everything that I need to do to be the best person I am. Now, I may, be out in this dating world and I may meet people and maybe I'm not somebody's type. Maybe they're looking for a different kind of person or something like that. That's okay. You just accept it and say to yourself, okay, maybe I'm not their type. No worries here. No worries. You just move on to the next. You see, when you feel bad about yourself and you have low self-esteem, the reason that you have low self-esteem is because you feel that there is something lacking within yourself, okay? Maybe you're a little bit overweight and you're self-conscious about it. You're not content with yourself. There's something about yourself that bothers you, okay? In your mind, you're thinking to yourself, maybe I should have done something different with my hair. Maybe I should dress a little bit, more sexy, or, you're not feeling like you are where you want to be. And that's what's causing the lack of self-esteem. But also the other issue is this, okay? A lot of times people lack self-esteem is because they've been broken down by other people, okay? You've been broken down. It could be your friends. It could be past exes that put you down and always made remarks and, calling you fat maybe, or saying, oh, who would want you, or nobody's going to ever want you, or something like that. And that's stuck in your mind. You let some idiot with their remarks leave an impression in your mind, okay? You have to look at that person for who they are, okay? They're a piece of garbage that puts you down. You're not going to let a piece of garbage have an impact on you. See, this is where people make a mistake. They worry about what other people think about them. Don't worry about what any other people think about you. You worry about what you think about yourself, okay? The only one that needs to validate you is you, and that's it. So you have to look at yourself and say to yourself, am I happy with how I look? Am I happy with where I am in life? Am I happy with how I'm progressing, okay? These are all ways that you build yourself up and you have your self-esteem. Because let me tell you something. When you have your self-esteem, it won't matter who comes up to you and says whatever derogatory comment they have to make. They are not even going to have an impact on you because you know that, what? The problem is them, not me. I know where I need to be, okay? Now, you need to have realistic expectations of, when you look at yourself. I mean, obviously, when you look at yourself, don't compare yourself to other people. Don't sit there and look at, Instagram models that have all, a lot of them have had plastic surgery and all they have to worry about is working out all day. I wish we all had that time, right? I wish we all had that time to be able to be in the gym for 3-4 hours, work out, and just work on ourselves. But unfortunately, or fortunately, a lot of us have other responsibilities going on in our lives, such as families, work, children. So you know what? You take all of this into consideration and you do the best you can to be the best person you can, okay? This is what I needed to bring up when I'm talking about this self-esteem issue and, empowering yourself, okay? See, the difference between somebody that's young and somebody that's older is, when you're older, you've had this experience. You've had this experience of dealing with different people. You've had different experiences in life. And you get to a point and you understand that not everything that somebody says to you means anything, okay? Like one of my friends, he made a remark one time about some girl that was making remarks to him and everything like that. And he said to her, you know what? It doesn't matter what you say because anything you say means shit anyway, okay? And I thought about that and I laughed and I said, you know what? You're so right. You're so right. You're so right because you got to look at where it's coming from. But getting back to my point, the point is a lot of people have low self-esteem because they've been broken down by somebody. It could be family members. You could have very judgmental people in your family that put you down and, you could be dealing with narcissists. You could be dealing with passive aggressive people that, make you feel small. You could have been dealing with people that gave you the silent treatment and made you feel like you have no self-worth and everything like that. That is all emotional abuse that you have been in. You have been around toxic people that have broken down your self-esteem, okay? And what I'm telling you is this. You need to understand, you need to recognize, you need to be able to recognize toxic people in your life. Go listen to my podcast about how to know you're dealing with a toxic person. I don't have the episode in front of me, the number, but go listen to that, okay? Because the minute you understand about toxic people, you start dealing with different people in your life, whether you're dating, whether you're in a relationship, whether it's family, whether it's coworkers, whether it's your boss, and you start seeing these red flags of toxic people, you're going to say, oh, I'm dealing with a toxic person. I'm dealing with a toxic person. So now I know what's coming out of this person is doesn't mean shit, okay? Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to break me down, okay? And I am not going to allow that. I am not going to allow this person to break me down so that they could build their own self-worth, because the bottom line is they're the ones that are insecure, not me, okay? So be aware of that and be aware of these people that enter your life because they're all around you guys. Oh my goodness. You wouldn't believe how many toxic people that everybody is surrounded by in their life, okay? Because, toxic people are hurt people. They're people that have been through a lot in their life. And it's very hard for a toxic person to be kind and understanding. All right? Because, they might have gone through something in their own life. They might have insecurity issues. So they put you down in order to build themselves up. But the thing is, they're putting their toxicity on you. And now here you are, you're out in the dating world and you're feeling this small because you're thinking back on all these times that this person put you down in one way or another. You are letting this toxic person have an impression on your mind, okay? You got to stop that. And the only way you're going to understand is if you understand people and if you take care of yourself and feel good about yourself. This is very important. Very important. Even whether you're in a relationship or not, for yourself. You do it for yourself to build yourself up, okay? All right? To have a strong mind. When you have a strong mind, it gets you through in life. You're able to deal with different kinds of problems in your life. So, that's why I touched upon this, because I see that there's a lot of people, it's very sad, that really don't feel good about themselves. They're very lonely. They're afraid to be in the dating world. They're afraid of rejection. They're afraid to put themselves out there because, they're dealing with so many people that, don't treat them nicely. So the thing is this, just accept it. Accept the fact that there's going to be nasty, rude people out there. And, the minute you start to see those things, you don't bother with them, okay? How do you deal with those people? How do we deal with toxic? We don't deal with them, okay? We don't engage, Okay, that's very important. You don't sit there, you don't argue with somebody, you don't go back and forth with somebody, because you know what? That person is not worth your time. Believe me when I tell you. You know how many times in my past I used to sit there and argue with different people in my life, and because I was always the type of person that was like, you know what, I'm going to call you out on that. And then I got to a point, this comes with maturity and understanding. And I got to a point where I said, you know what? This person is not even worth my time. This person is not even worth my time. They're ignorant. That's it. They're ignorant. And you know what? I just don't engage with that. Okay? So, you just keep plugging, talking to different people. And, in time, you will eventually hit somebody that is a good person. But the thing is, recognize it. Recognize when you got somebody that is a nice, good person. Even if they're not a 10 on the scale of looks. If they're an 8 and they're a good person, you're doing good, all right? You're doing great, actually, okay? Than having somebody that's a 10 looks-wise and, treats you like a 2. That's what a lot of people deal with. They deal with somebody, they're looking at the looks thing, that somebody that's a 10, and then that person is not giving them their time, not around on the weekends, ghosting on them, not looking for anything, just looking to use them and everything like that. Why bother with somebody like that? That person is not worth your time. I don't care how good looking they are. What good are they really? All right? They're not worth much. They're worth nothing but a jump in the hay. That's about it. Don't expect more than that out of somebody like that. So let me just say this, okay, you guys? Work on yourself. If you're single, work on yourself. Get yourself to a point that you could actually say, you know what? I feel good about myself. Have your own daily regimen of working out. If you're not a big workout person, take a walk, do a little bit of exercise, just move your body a little bit. There's stretching videos on YouTube. There's yoga. There's all kinds of things out there, you guys. You go and get yourself a piece of home gym equipment even, you can get that off Amazon and get into something that makes you feel good, all right? Makes you feel good. If you're a woman, buy yourself something maybe that'll make you feel good, a cosmetic or a nice shirt or something that's going to boost you up, and work on yourselves. Work on yourselves. And then when you're out in the dating world, be friendly, be approachable, and be open, and try to be kind to other people. When you put out good energy, you get good energy back most of the time, all right? Unless you're dealing with an asshole. And if you're dealing with an asshole, you don't bother. That's it. That's it. You have to understand, you're going to have that in this world. You're going to have your good and your bad, and that's fine. All right? Don't expect everybody to be nice. Don't expect everybody to be respectful. Like we had in one of our groups, one of the admins put up there, can people please not be rude to other members in the group? There's no need for that. We're all here trying to, for the same reasons. It's one of our singles group or whatever. And sometimes people get on the posts and they're very nasty and criticize and judge and everything like that. Okay? So you're going to come across people like that. And I said, you know what? Welcome to dealing with the public. Okay? Go work in a store and you'll see what I mean. The people that deal with the public. You're going to have people that are very nice, very kind, very respectful, and you're going to have very nasty, obnoxious people, all right? It comes with the territory, and it comes with dating. So, don't take it as a reflection on you. You have to recognize who you're dealing with, all right? Recognize. That's what you're dealing with, but not all people are like that. There are good, nice, considerate, respectful people in the world, okay? That's what I noticed too on a lot of the social media. Everything is like all women are like this or all men are like this. Everything is all this, all that. That's very ignorant thinking, all right? Very ignorant thinking to classify a whole gender as one thing, all right? It's stupidity. It really is. So then you say to yourself, you know what? I'm dealing with somebody who's stupid. I don't even engage. That's somebody who really doesn't know what they're talking about. Okay. And it's the same thing in dating. When you come across people like that, you know that, you know what? You're not dealing with somebody who gets it. Okay. So I hope that helps you. And if it did, please hit the subscribe button and please share this podcast with your friends and have a great day. Are you having a problem in your dating or relationship life and you need a question answered? Well, go to my website. The link is in the podcast description, and you'll see how you can ask Yaz a question and get it answered confidentially. So go to the podcast description and look for the link where it talks about how Yaz will answer your question. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz. I want to tell you about my 2 books that are on Amazon, okay? You can download them free with the trial membership from Kindle. The first book is Regain Your Power. If you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner has all the control in the relationship, maybe you're walking around on eggshells, you're afraid to approach them, it's going to tell you how to regain your power and be happy in the relationship, okay? And what you may be doing wrong, and that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day.